Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is a tutorial featuring the beautiful Sigma Enchanted eyeshadow palette. So this look features a really clean, glowy complexion with soft flush in the cheeks and lips, and the focus and star of the show is definitely the eyes with the gorgeous glitters from the Sigma Enchanted palette. I also use quite a few of the matte shades to make that pop of liner and lashes on the lower lash line and a little bit of depth, but the stars are definitely the beautiful shimmer that shifts color, and in person it just looks like this smattering of ethereal light throughout the lid. So I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. I had a lot of fun making it for you guys. The palette itself has a magnetic closure, an iridescent finish, cardboard packaging. This palette has a shelf life of 12 months and it contains a net weight of 0.68 ounces of product. It does come with a double-sided brush that I use in this tutorial. I think that this is a pretty decent brush. Not my favorite by any means, but it works very nicely, especially with these pigments. The formula in this is vegan and the palette is cruelty free. It has 14 beautiful colors with 7 textured shadows and 7 matte colors. The textures vary from satin, such as this beautiful sunburst. It's possibly a little bit shinier than what I would call a strict satin to be, but it's not as metallic as Moonblade. There are 2 colors that are shimmery, glittery shades that don't have multicolored glitter, just pure one color glitters, and that's those 2. Electrum and Budding. Plume, Cosmos, and Metamorphosis. Those have multi-reflective glitter, and Metamorphosis is something of a duochrome. And of course, these are my favorite colors. Plume, Cosmos, and Metamorphosis. Plume has gold and pink reflex with a purple magenta base. Cosmos has a green base with gold, blue, and maybe a little bit of pink reflex. And Metamorphosis flips from a beautiful plum to blue-green with gorgeous blue and multicolored reflex in it. Absolutely stunning. Now the mattes here are Quartz, which is a plain cream matte that performs beautifully. Innocent, which is a very buildable mauve, light pink. Loam is a pretty straight shooting brown with a tad bit of purple undertone to it. Terra, which is, as the name would suggest, a beautiful terracotta. And we have Claystone, a deep, rich chocolate brown. And Evergreen, a deep, rich green. And Wicked, a pretty flat, beautiful, intense black. I really highly recommend this palette. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. The glitters in here are beautiful. I don't think that my camera captures all the reflectivity and sparkle that's in this. I mean, when I first opened this, well, when my friend first opened this, I was mesmerized, absolutely mesmerized. I think that the colors in here are so beautifully pigmented and shiny. It's definitely a glitter lover's palette. It's so pretty. As far as whether it'll work for all skin tones, it's hard for me to say because I haven't tried these pigments on a deep skin tone person. I think that some colors like Innocent and Quartz might not show up very rich and might show up a little bit ashy on a much deeper skin tone. They're a little bit sheer, but they're buildable. they're very blendable as well. So depending on your base and everything, these shades might not be the best performing. That being said, I think on a deeper skin tone, Clay Stone, Evergreen, Wicked, Loam, and most of these glitter shades would probably work because they have such nice pigmentation, very nice and rich. These mattes are very buildable. I love this palette. It's definitely become a favorite, and I hope Sigma makes more palettes like this with these special glitter formulas because they make my heart sing. So good. So if you would like to see how I created the look that I'm wearing right here, then let's get that started. Excuse my makeup residue. I didn't remove my earlier makeup very thoroughly because I'm just putting more makeup on. This was just from this morning. And I'm gonna prep my eyes using my double base eye primer and concealer from Helen E Cosmetics in the shade number 2. I'm gonna put a little dot of this on my lids to prep for our precise eye look. Doing a very light layer of this so my look doesn't get to be too heavy. Starting with the very lightest color in this palette, using the double-sided brush that came with this. This color is called Quartz, and I'm gonna buff this along the top edge by the brows. I'm gonna take some Sunburst, mix that in to the very center of the underbrow. Going back to Quartz to tone it down a little bit. We don't want it to be too metallic up there. Next, Innocent. I'm going to buff this into the crease. Okay, once that crease color is on, I'm going to begin to build the shimmer lid. I'm going to take Metamorphosis first, my favorite color in the whole palette. This glitter is so beautiful, and it has this color shift from deep burgundy to blue-green. I'm going to put this directly into the inner corner. And bring it through the lid into the inner third. This color is so pretty and looks wet on the eyes. You don't even have to wet your brush. In fact, I think this color looks more shimmery if you don't wet your brush. From here, I'm taking Plume for the center of the lid. This is another gorgeous color. Easy to apply, very pigmented, and so sparkly. Now for the outer corner, I'd like to shape the point using Budding, the rose glitter. I'm going to tap this into the outer third first, overlapping it with our Plume purple. And then by following the curve of the crease, I'm gonna start to lift the outer edge, pulling this out towards the side. I like to work in increments, going back and forth between my left and right eye to be sure they're both at the same point and I retain symmetry. Speaking of being at the same point, I'm going to start to create that point by connecting the outer edge with my lower lash line. Mapping out where I'm going to put that liner. By almost closing my eyes, I can take a look at symmetry like that, lifting my brows, lowering my brows, taking a peek at my eye look, turning left and right, trying to gain perspective to maintain symmetry, tweaking as I see unevenness. It's never going to be quite perfect, but I can do my best approximation of symmetry. And since my eyes are not completely symmetrical, I can make choices, and my preference is to make them as symmetrical as possible when my eyebrows are lowered, which will then make them look a little bit different if I raise my eyebrows, because I have a little more skin on my left eye than my right. So making a choice as to how I'd like to try to gain symmetry, and mine, and what I choose is when I'm looking straight ahead if possible. Therefore, I need to match up how far up the shadow goes while my eyes are in that state. So by going back into plume and lifting the color of plume a little bit higher on my right eye, I think I'm making this slightly more symmetrical in my resting face. This point's a little bit lower, this point's a little higher, so I will lift this side. Okay, for finishing touches, I'm going to take a bit of Cosmos and pull out some of that green blue that's happening in Metamorphosis right in this inner edge of the lid, not bringing it directly into the inner corner, just a tiny bit to create even more of a shift in color through. So it goes from green to purple to pink. I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of Moonglade, this light pink here, after I wiped off my flat brush a little bit, and tap this into the very corner to brighten. Now for some matte colors, I'd like to take Terra, the warmest color in the palette, aptly named for the terracotta brown hue that it is. Take that very tip of the brush and dab that into the shadow. I'm going to stamp this along the outer third of the lower lash line. I don't need it to go all the way across. I'm going to take a little bit more and bring that right along this outer edge, sweeping up like I would a wing. Switching over to the tiniest brush. This is the Hakuhodo. I was using this earlier for my eye look. And I'm going to take Claystone, the deep brown, and prep for my liner by including a little bit of depth in a smoky fashion up along this outer edge. Okay, now taking care to wipe off my excess pigment from my brush, I'm going to take Evergreen and use a bit of this in the center here. And I'm going to bring this down across towards the lower edge of my inner corner. Taking a little bit more Cosmos, this glistening emerald, I'm patting that right over in the center. We're going to transition to the gold in a second. Electrum. I'm using that just in the inner third, underneath. And of course overlapping with our Cosmos. Pray for me as I try to apply some liquid liner. I don't want to mess this up. I'm gonna start at the lower lash line, do a very thin line at the bottom there. And connect the outer corner with the outer edge of my eye. Now because of my round eyes, I need to extend it a little farther down, right below the edge of my eye, to make it look a little bit smoother. Just like that. Before continuing on, I'm going to catch up the other eye. Attempting to use the same amount of pressure on both sides. Okay. Good enough. For this top edge, I'm going to attempt to make a clean sweep across. Just like that. For me, as long as the top edge is clean, I don't mind so much because I will clean up. Okay, the way I plan to clean up is by using my micellar cleansing water from Garnier and my MAC 212 flat brush. Gonna lift my brows and remove some liner from below. Also removing some of that rose glitter shade that we will reapply in a second. Tapping off my brush as soon as I get some off so that I'm keeping my brush clean. Trick to this is making sure I clean my brush continually by wiping it off and making sure I have just the right amount of micellar water on the brush, not so much that's dripping and smearing the eye look, but plenty so that it's actually enough to remove in a clean swipe. Going back into budding, I'm going to reapply that color in this outer corner. I take some of Plume, our center shade, and overlap the two. And going back into Terra with my flat brush, I'm going to lightly reapply underneath the outer third. To deepen that liner, make it so nice and flat and black, I'm taking my MAC 212 and taking Wicked, our matte black, and just patting this right over the liner. Making it that much more intense. Okay, so for another fun touch of liner, I'm gonna quickly put a couple little fake bottom lashes on the lower lash line. In little clusters. Making some a little bit thicker, some a little bit thinner. Some a little longer than others. For my upper lash line, I'm taking a black liner from Milani, putting this onto the skin underneath the eyelashes on top. Connecting it to the liner in the outer corner. And for the bottom waterline, I would like to take my white eyeliner from ColourPop and put this in this edge on the bottom. Okay, now mascara. Work this mascara into the lower lashes. Not getting too close to the roots of my lower lashes because I want the eyes to look open and bright with that lower waterline. Staying light. I'm skipping the upper mascara, focusing just on the droopy lower lashes. So no mascara on top, but if you want mascara and you're doing this look, then definitely I think it would look very pretty with upper mascara too. But this is where I'm at. For complexion, I'm going to go ahead and take my Light Wonder Skin Foundation from Charlotte Tilbury. The color I have is in number 2. I'm going to take a little bit of my NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. I have re-fallen in love with this product. It's my favorite concealer. Definitely my most used as well. The number 57 Pro Airbrush Concealer. And lightly bring this around the eye look. Not daring to get too close, but just enough to cancel some of the excess discoloration. Especially right in here. I tend to get a dark line. Just going to press in some of the product, make sure it looks really nice and natural on the skin. Trying to put as little as I can get away with. And then for some pretty dewy highlights, I would like to take the Balm highlighter from Pat McGrath with my fingertip. This is from her double-sided stick. I'm going to warm up this product right underneath the eye look onto the cheekbone. balmy products like this that are glossy and a bit emollient, I think it's much easier to work with if you don't have a lot of product underneath, because it will separate and move that product. So I'm better off putting this product on when I don't have too much of a rash on my face, because when I do have my rash and it's pretty full on, I have to conceal it, and sometimes I have to put layers of concealer. So putting a balm on top of layers of concealer just never works out too well. But today my skin is cooperating, so I have the chance to play with products like this. I'm gonna take advantage of it. So nice wet highlighter. I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit down my nose as well. I'd really like to contour a little bit. This is the Misha Velvet-like color stick in their contouring color. And I'm gonna put a little bit underneath the cheeks. And jaw. Lip. And a dash around the nose. Yep, like that. It's kind of a lot, but this is a fairly natural looking product. So with my 3D foundation brush from Shakuda, I'm gonna start along the jawline. Gonna work around the lip and cheeks. And around the nose, I'm going to use my concealer brush. I just nose test. Ignore me. That I've got some mascara flaking underneath my eyes, so I'm going to clean that up. Okay, I want to keep the complexion super clean and simple. So I think from there, I'm just going to set it with a bit of my new Chantecaille Perfect Blur Finishing Powder from the Hummingbird collection. Got this through my friend. Oh, it's so pretty. I always love to stare at it. I'm going to take a goat hair brush from Esom Cosmetics, the X52, and lightly set along the sides here, everywhere I don't want the shine to be as bright. So right where I have texture on the insides of my cheeks over here. Inside sounds weird. The inner part of the face around the nose is what I mean. This will be the first time I skip blush in quite some time. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I might come back and put some blush on after I put the lip. We shall see. But I'm just going to quickly throw some brow products in my brows. This is my Esom Detailing Pencil. To match my lip tone, I'm taking Audrey from the NARS Audacious line. And this is a really similar color to my natural lip flush. And this way I can get a really natural looking lip, just so it doesn't distract from the eye look. Okay, now that the lip is on, I do think that I need a little bit of something on the cheeks. So I'm going to actually match everything up by taking a little bit more of Audrey on my finger and dab this on to my cheeks. Alright, love bugs, so this is the final look. I really hope that you enjoyed. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of this look and whether or not you would rock this bold graphic liner with glitter, or if you would probably just choose one or the other. I also wanted to quickly say thank you so much for all your wonderful support throughout the years. We have made it to 4,000 in our CakeFace family, so that's pretty exciting to me because it's been kind of a long time coming, and to me it's a lot. I know in the grand scheme of YouTube, that's really not very much, but every single view and thumbs up and comment I get is just so humbling to me, and I'm always surprised that I've made so many wonderful, beautiful, fabulous, talented, creative friends through this platform. For me, I am just so happy with the size of our family as well as the quality. I know a lot of people are just trying to gain subscribers and they really get down when they don't see a ton of growth. And while my channel isn't huge by any means or growing very quickly, I'm still very, very happy because I love hearing from you guys and love the friendships I've made and absolutely adore each and every one of you. It's been a wonderful part of my life, and I definitely feel the love and support, and I just come on here to have fun and make fun looks, and it's so cool that there's other people who are willing to share and be a part of this. So for me, I'm just so happy, and it's really cool that we're at 4K now. I never would have thought I'd get 50 people watching my channel, let alone 4,000 is very strange and surreal to me. So enough babbling, and thank you. I just adore you guys. Catch you in my next one. Bye, friends.